Hi guys, it's Joy. I'm going to do my best to turn the volume way up on this video. I hope you guys can hear it. Got a lot of man voice going on, so unfortunately I can't really film too much because for the most part I've lost my voice. Super fun. I just want everybody to know that I'm over the cold, which is very, very exciting. And I'm feeling better. It's just, and I know this from singing. What sucks about the voice is that it's the first thing to leave when you get sick and the last to come back. So I'm gonna try to make this as brief as I can because I also know in terms of singing or speaking, you want to use your voice as little as possible. But I just wanted to say a couple things. First of all, I've had some people concerned. I'm okay. This cold, that for some reason, the month of December in general has been a really hard health month. And it's frustrating because I was having a lot of health upswings over the last few months. But I also went through a lot this year, especially the last half of the year. So it kind of makes sense. And it also makes sense to where I'm at in terms of healing things. So something I'm learning is like the nervous system. The nervous system will act up as you're trying to fix it. So it will seem like it's getting worse sometimes. But what's hard for me is I have to be really careful when I get anything. And this is anybody who's chronically ill or disabled with chronic illness is going to understand this, or if you have a nervous system issue. Sometimes when one thing goes, the rest of them go. So I've had a cold. The cold's not that big a deal. But the problem is it started spiking the POTS and the dysautonomia. So I started having heart episodes and extreme weakness. I'm over that part, but now I feel fairly good, except I'm pretty weak and I'm still having some minor heart issues. And it's just because my body's in a weakened state, but I'm okay. So I wanted to let you guys know that. I'm so sorry. I feel like my voice is so annoying. I'm on complete vocal rest. I hate this though, guys, because I don't like downtime where I'm not doing something. So I wish if I had downtime, I could be like making videos for the week. But I'm limited by a body. So I thought I'd just go ahead and throw a video up here because I wanted to do a little look back on 2020. This has been just an outrageous year for everyone. It's weird though because, and I think a lot of people who are chronically ill, it's weird though because for some reason, it was a really good year for me. And I don't mean that to be mean or shove it in anybody's face because I know this was really challenging for most people. I think for a lot of us that were chronically ill that have a hard time leaving our homes, we kind of looked around and went, oh, we have to quarantine? You mean this is our everyday anyway? And I know I talked a little bit in my video about my comeback and the weight loss and all of that, kind of what's happened over the last year and a half, but I thought I'd give you guys a little bit of like a month by month play-by of what 2020 was like for me and leading up to it. And I'll start with like December 2019. Actually, I'll start with May 2019. May 2019, I was fighting to be on the planet because my flare-ups, the issues with the histamine, the POTS dysautonomia got really bad. But thankfully, right at that time, I found the right person to work with who got me to the right cardiologist who diagnosed me. And I think it was in July I fully got diagnosed with POTS and dysautonomia. And but then I started to slowly see some improvements, and I started to transition. It took 4 months to transition fully to an all carnivore diet, which I'm still on. Here soon I'm gonna start incorporating carrots. I was gonna do that over the last week or two, but getting sick and some other things threw a wrench in there, so I can start now adding in vegetables, which is exciting. So here's what's happened. So since all of this, we ended up moving, and that was a big deal. And my dog, and this is all over like the late summer, fall of 2018. My dog Candy, the one with the one eye, she got diagnosed with cancer, and that was horrible. We basically were told she's got 3 months to live, and we kept her alive for a year. During that time, I looked up her specific cancer and what we could do, and she got the best organic meals every day. She got chicken, she got steak, she got burgers. She got, and we threw in the right vegetables and combinations of things, got her on chemo. And I do think what we did helped prolong her life. So instead of 3 to 6 months, she was here for almost a year after diagnosis. But that was really hard. And I was still huge, right? I was still really big. I think it was in September 21st, 2019, I fully went carnivore. And that month I went carnivore, I ended up losing 20 pounds, which when you're as big as I was, it's not uncommon to lose a lot of weight like that, very quickly. Unfortunately, with my conditions, it's not uncommon for me to lose chunks of weight quickly. I can go 2 or 3 months with no weight loss, and then 15 pounds goes in a week. It's weird. It has to do with the way your liver processes fat cells and then the histamine regulation in my body. Histamine can stop my body from doing all kinds of things. It's really weird. So, and then I was looking for work, even though I physically really couldn't work. Financially, things took a downturn because anybody who's been chronically sick, that finances are really difficult. And so I had to find something, and I found a marketing contract, stuff I used to do. And this one I could do with roommate, and I would have to because I couldn't do it on my own. And so basically, and at that point, because roommate was just completely helping me, it was like, I'm just going to give the money to you. So we're just doing this to stay afloat, right? So from November to December of 2019, as I'm getting better, I was able to work. And the fact that I was able to do anything at all was amazing. And I was very, very excited. So December 2019, something really big happened. So from being chronically sick, my license had expired. And I was going to, and because it had gone so long, because guys, during the time where I should have renewed it, that's where I was fighting for my life. Couldn't do it. So I had to take the driving test again, and I was very scared because I was like, I don't know how I passed the first time. I'm not a horrible driver. In fact, I'm a pretty good driver because I'm so paranoid and cautious, if that makes sense. I'm always going to drive like 5 miles under the speed limit. But I was very nervous, and it took me 2 tries. But not only did I pass the test, I passed the test while I was still in illness. Very excited. I remember I felt so empowered when I passed the written test, because that's the other thing. I was doing it for a whole nother state. I lived in Missouri. I'm in Oklahoma now, so I had to learn their rules, and my memory is horrible because of the fibro. Much better now, but back then I was still fighting. So I passed the written test right away, and I was just floored, and I remember feeling so empowered. But then I also, because of my illnesses, I had to get my doctor to sign off and allowing me to get a license. So there was all these things about getting my driver's license, but I got it, and I was very excited. January was a fun month because we had a little bit of extra money from this marketing contract. It was a good contract, and it was a temporary contract, but I found out we did a good job. It was going to get extended, so I was very excited. So I had a little bit of money, and I was able to go to like Victoria's Secret Bath and Body Work, and that's where I picked up stuff like this. And if you hit the sales just right, you can get these for like $3.50 a bottle. So what is it, the 25 off 75, and then when these get marked down to like $3.99, you can do some good damage. Which is what I did. Also guys, this is going to be kind of just a chill and hang out video. So just a heads up, I probably should have said that before, 10 minutes in. So I know some people like these. Awesome. I know some people don't. That's okay too. It's just my channel. I have a mix of stuff, right? So, and I just went and spent maybe $100, couple $100 on really cheap, nice body sprays. But I was really frustrated because I found out I couldn't use them because I would have really severe asthmatic reactions and have to go shower and get it off of me. Now I will say the chemicals in this stuff are not good for anybody. I just didn't know. My body was reacting. The histamine was reacting so much to everything. It was really a mess. So I was frustrated because I had all this stuff I couldn't use. But it also gave me something to do and look forward to, because I love to coupon, but it's like stuff that I like clothes and perfume. I'm not into makeup, obviously. So over the last year, something that's been fun is to go to Victoria's Secret, go to Bath and Body Work, figure out what I like, and then know when the sales are coming and know financially how to mitigate my situation and possibly get things super, super cheap. And it's just a fun little incentive for me because I hadn't had one in so long, you know. It was something I'd feel guilty about, but roommate would push me to do it. He'd be like, you need something to give you some joy, to make you hopeful. And, you know, on top of that, I was doing a lot of processing. I was watching the Onion situation blow up, people saying I should come back, and I just felt in my gut, I'm not going to come back till I'm ready, and I wasn't ready. And I had to do morning sunlight therapy every day for like an hour or two, no matter how cold it was, no matter if it was raining. In the winter, I had to stand outside as exposed as I could be with my skin to get morning sunlight on me. It's supposed to do all kinds of great things for you, including histamine regulation. And during that time, I did a lot of self-reflecting and meditating, and it took months, but I feel like the aspects of what happened to me with YouTube fully came together. And I watched a lot of Mike and Actor's videos. I love Mike. He got me through some of those mornings watching him giggle at the situations. So by the way, we're still friends. You know, we don't talk often, but most adults who has time at this point, unless you're married, right? Okay, so I'm sorry. I feel like my voice is just getting worse. I'm gonna save it after this, I promise. So here's what's happened. February was a big month. Now, if you guys remember, first of all, in February, I got hired by my former company that I was working with. Very excited, but something else happened in February. I got really irritated, and I was like, I just want to go do something for myself, and I was having asthma and bad histamine day. I got in my car, which is not reliable, doesn't really work anymore, and I drove 10 minutes away to the mall by myself, went in, and just looked around at stuff for maybe 45 minutes and left. And I think I bought one thing. I think I bought like a $2 soap, something that was super discounted, you know, was after SAS, but still kind of on sale. So SAS, those are the season ending sales that they'll have twice a year, a lot of times with different retailers. And I was so excited and I felt so empowered and I was so happy. I was like, I can do things on my own. And I pushed through feeling uncomfortable. The scary thing about my situation is if I push through the discomfort of how I'm feeling, many times it will go into an episode. And then I'm screwed, especially if I'm driving. So I have to be very careful. I remember I felt like Superwoman for like a whole week because I finally got to do something by myself. And where I live is, it's close to some, bigger retailers. And so I started making once every 2 or 3 days, I would go to Walmart by myself and just kind of be there just because I could. And Walmart was super close. So, it wasn't too much of a stretch. And if I felt very sick that day, I wouldn't do it. But that was a big milestone. And so I got with this company and I was very excited. I was going to be doing their YouTube. And at first, the company was all about rideshare drivers. And I was going to have to make content geared towards rideshare drivers. And I was like, how am I going to do this? But after a couple weeks and getting prepared, I started doing it because it's a real small niche thing. And I did a couple weeks of content. And as you guys know, the virus starts creeping in. We start hearing about it in December, seeing, Chinese people quarantined and all of that. And we were doing this big event at the MGM in Las Vegas, or so they said. Now, I kind of question how much of what was real with them. It's a story. But the channel didn't really get that far at all with what I was doing, but I was also only a couple weeks in, and I was doing it on a very small niche subject that probably wasn't going to go anywhere anyway. I was just attempting. I thought I'd love to have the opportunity to build a business channel, right? I've built the other 2 channels. I've not done that. But because of the virus, everything got shut down. Interestingly enough, before the virus in February, before it became what it was, the company started, I never got a paycheck from them for my employed work. I got a couple and one of them bounced and the other one they said hold on to. And that was before the pandemic became what it was in the United States. This was in February. But then the pandemic hits, and what are you supposed to do? And I was like, well, I've seen them act this way before the pandemic, but now what am I going to do? Take them to court? You know? So we all had this mentality, let's all help each other out. And that's something that I went forward with. And so I still help the company, even though I wasn't getting paid. I made them commercial spots. I made them radio spots. You know, I did all kinds of stuff for them. And I remember I was getting this sense that I need to go back on YouTube. And it's funny because even every time I've left, that sense for me has never went away. I've just tried to push it away, right? And I saw stimulus news, and I saw how well Meet Kevin and Clear Value Tax and these people were doing. And then I saw them talking about the SBA loans, the EIDL, the PPP. And I was like, this is right up the alley of what I'm doing with the company, because the company I was with, they were transitioning and they said, okay, we're not going to do rideshare drivers. We're going to be rideshare drivers and gig workers. Then it was, we're not going to do rideshare drivers. We're going to do gig workers and small business owners. And so they started focusing on trying to help people get the EIDL and the PPP. So I saw the spike in this content and I said, I think I can do this. And I was really intimidated, guys, because this is more higher intellectual, like financial news. And this was stuff that was so confusing. And not just because it's, might be difficult to navigate in general, but because there were shady things going on behind the scenes with the government and they were lying to people. So I had zero confidence I could do this. But I remember I just had this, I remember I spoke to one of my really good, my best friends, beautiful guy. And we had this conversation. He's one of those, do you ever have those people in your life where they can say a statement and it just puts everything into perspective? Even stuff you're aware of, it all clicks. And I remember for about a week, I was really panicked about putting myself back on YouTube. Because doing it with the company, I was concerned, but I knew that I wasn't going to garner that much attention in the beginning because of the niche of the rideshare driving. I knew this was going to be a long haul build, right? But this one, I was like, I can get this to take off. And I was very scared. And my beautiful guy friend, he told me, he said, I'm going to tell you this as directly as I can. Be brave. You are very good at being brave. Be brave and put yourself out there. What's the worst that can happen? People are mean to you again. They make fun of your body again. They lie about you again. You've already been through it. Who cares? But what happens if you succeed? Be brave. And somehow that kicked me into gear and I was like, all right. And I started doing this financial, stimulus news and talking about the EIDL and the PPP. I started, I think, the second week of May. Within, I think, 3 weeks, we were monetized and I was floored. And guys, in that time, in less than 3 months, I built a channel of millions of views and over 100,000 subscribers. And I was actually helping people get, tens of thousands of dollars and helping guide them through how to do that in a very broken system. I was ecstatic. I did not expect it. I'm telling you guys, I didn't. Made a ton of money. Now I barely got any of that because of the way this company is, but it was very exciting. And it showed me that I can do this again. It gave me that confidence. The last Joy channel, I did 65,000, I think, in 6 months. This one over 100,000 in 3 months. I was just blown away and I enjoyed it. I was analyzing politicians and every day I was looking at financial news and the markets. And what you guys don't know is throughout 2019, one of the ways I kept myself financially sustained, I had a trading partner and I was trading currencies and gold and crude oil. So I love finance. It's a part of me most people don't know about. I love business. And I got to flex that muscle. The problem was, excuse me, the former company that I was with decided to get greedy. if you guys would like to know the story about this situation, let me know. I have it on Katie's Insight, but I could always do a series here and let you guys know. They decided after not paying me my salary that they didn't really want to pay me what I was supposed to get from ad revenue, which was 50%. We had 1 month where we brought in our first month fully monetized, we brought in $76,000. I couldn't believe it. I was like, can you really make this much money on YouTube? How is this happening? But you can. That's why I kind of laugh now when I see, I'm not trying to be mean in saying this, but when I see some of these mean drama channels complain that they can't make ad revenue, I'm like, well, because you didn't figure out the system. And you know what? I didn't either. When I was on YouTube before, I didn't understand the system, but I figured it out, and you can make a lot of money if you do things correctly. I'm not even making a fraction of that right now. The channel's, this channel's limping by, but it's just enough to pay my bills and keep me afloat right now, which I'm grateful for. But I was supposed to get half that money, and I got a fraction of it. And then I was told I worked remotely, by the way. I worked from home. They were based in Vegas. They took off, as they always do. They just pack up and take off places. And so with them and with this situation, I was told by people that were working there that I was being fired, even though in my contract, I'm an owner of the channel, that I'm being fired and I'm being replaced, and that my replacements, they were having interviews for then, and that they were not intending to pay me. And they were late paying me, and I'd already had issues with them paying me. And they were using my Google AdSense account. When we got monetized, I said, set up an AdSense account. They said, well, you do it for us. I said, I can't. You have to put in your info, right? Like, I don't want to be handling your social security number and stuff. So this company, they said, well, do you have one? I said, I do. They said, well, go ahead and use yours for now, and we'll change it over. And they never would. That put me in a very bad tax position. And I sat there, and after, getting legal counsel and counsel from the authorities, I said, okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take over the channel until we can figure this out, because I've worked too hard. And guys, when I say I worked hard, I did 3 to 5 videos every single day for like 5 months, being chronically sick. I destroyed myself trying to build this. So I took the channel over, and the intention was, we're going to come to an agreement on this that's fair for everybody. And instead, they sued me. Never been sued, never been to court over more than a speeding ticket, never been in trouble. And I went to federal court, and that's what happened in the fall. And I was really mad because they routinely use people's labor and don't pay them. This is part of their business practice. The lawsuit, I'll give you an overview. I won. The judge ruled in my favor every single time, and they have just gone ahead and dropped the suit. So I won. Fun story, if you guys ever want to hear it, I got to confront them. Realstream News, who's been very kind to me. They've been very kind to this channel. They wanted to do an interview with him, and I got to go on and confront the owner and watch them lie, and everybody in real time got to watch them lie. Again, if this is all stuff you guys want to know about, let me know. I can do some fun story times. But that lawsuit, the situation went all the way up until, November, December even, and it was very difficult. And the majority of the money I made on YouTube all went to a fantastic lawyer. He's worth every penny. It just wiped me out, right? And it was great. He did everything perfectly and had great arguments. And I keep telling him, I'm like, make a YouTube channel. I'll help you. So if you guys ever get in trouble with YouTube channels or copyrights, I know the right guy. Just fantastic, and a great human being. Hard to find lawyers that are good people. You know what I mean? So anyways, good shout out to him. And it really messed up my health. This situation was so stressful. This is when the gastroparesis started. Gastroparesis typically happens under 2 circumstances for me, either extreme stress or just, it'll be real minor with my nervous system healing. So I was trying to build up the stimulus channel, but I was trying to do two, three videos a day. I couldn't do it. And I was just gung-ho, but the problem was I had worked so hard for the other channel, and the stress of the lawsuit and who's going to own the channel was so difficult. My body is just shocked, which is why I think December's been a really hard month physically for me. And that's, I came back to this channel. I had no intention of like doing a big comeback. I just wanted to update everybody and say thank you to those that supported me, but I had so much fun and you guys were so great and so receptive. I was enjoying this more than stimulus. I liked stimulus. My body couldn't do it anymore. And it was great because I was making these accurate financial forecasts and predictions on where things were going, and I was nailing stuff a lot of people weren't seeing. It was really fun, kind of having that foresight. But the reality is I couldn't physically keep doing it. And then I had this video the other day where my eyesight went out and I was done, because that type of content, you have to study every single day. It's hours of reading, hours of watching, and then how do I present this in a way that people will want to watch? And growing the channel off of a topic. That topic is a niche topic. What I mean by that is like, it's a flash in the pan. A lot of people grew channels and did really well on that, but that stimulus topic will be over at some point. It's not sustainable. And I was having a hard time. I was growing the channel, but not the way I did before. And the content was too hard. And then all of a sudden, my body's like, my doctor said you need to ease up on the reading and intensive research. Done. And I was having a lot of fun just uploading here. And that's why I thought, well, why not? Let's just try it. Maybe I could actually do this on this channel. It's not nearly as much work, and I can still research, but it's not 8 hours a day, It was like, and really guys, it was that much time. I would film for a couple hours, right? Editing for me is not that hard. And then the rest of the day I'm awake. I'm constantly consuming news, reading articles, seeing what's shifting. It's also a hard topic because having to constantly analyze all these awful, manipulative, dark key players in the government is not fun. It's not fun. I enjoyed it, and that's the best audience. And if you guys are from that audience over here, hi y'all, best audience on the planet. They showed me it was okay for me to come back to YouTube. I will be forever grateful to all those people on that channel, that audience. And then watching how many of you came out in support of, how much I've physically changed, and being able to see the changes in the content I'm making, how I'm coming across, has just been great. So it's weird because I know 2020 has been really difficult for people, and believe me, this was a crazy year. And believe me, this was a very difficult year for me too. But I'm also very grateful because I was able to break out of the fear and come back to YouTube and do it right. And I was able to blow it out of the water. And I was able to come back to this channel, and I think, fingers crossed, I'm doing it right now. And now when it comes to YouTube, I have the right team of people behind me to help me in a business way. And that makes things much easier. And I'm just so grateful to be back. And, even though this year was really, really difficult, and I hated the lawsuit, and I was very scared for my health because of what the stress did to my health, I came out of this so strong and so resilient. And guys, it's no joke when I say I'm really just in a state of gratitude most of the time, even my bad days. I'm just so grateful to be alive and be with all of you and be able to continue to make content that people enjoy. So I say this very cautiously. Like, how many fingers can I cross by saying this? Hold on. Let me get my thumbs in there. I'm very cautiously optimistic about 2021. I'm very excited to see what 2021 brings me and what I can build. I would love to build this channel and take this as far as I feel that I am able to, and really do something where I feel like I'm giving worth and value to people. And I just can't thank you guys enough for giving me that opportunity again to be able to do that after everything y'all have seen me go through. and I appreciate it so much. And I just want to work towards doing anything that I can to trying to help make your guys' lives or this planet a better place to be on, to raise awareness for things that need changing. And I'm not saying I'm going to necessarily make any changes, but I would like to do what I can in my position, with the limitations I have, to add to it as much as possible. I don't know why else I'm here, I guess. I think 2020 is interesting because it seems like a lot of people who've just been kind of coasting by in life, nothing wrong with that, not a put down, they had to really confront a lot of things in themselves with 2020 and the lockdowns and people losing their jobs, and it's been awful. A lot of people like me, the disabled, the chronically sick, or even just people in my generation or the millennials or the Gen Zers or whatever who've really had to go through it economically, I think for a lot of us, it was interesting watching people who really didn't have to do a ton of suffering in their everyday life now have to experience that. I think for a lot of people, like me and maybe like you that are watching, it wasn't fun, and it added to a lot of what we're going through, but we've been very resilient with it. Like, I remember quarantine didn't faze me because I pretty much was at home. I was a little frustrated because I was like, I finally have started to get some freedom back because my health is coming back more, and now I can't really go out. And I can't go unassisted right now because I can barely go out and wear a mask with my conditions. I'll overheat, I'll black out, I'll have episodes, but it's required. So I have to be very careful if I do go anywhere and I have to have water and yogurt and somebody there with me. It's a mess. And I can't stay out very long. So that part was frustrating, but again, anybody who's had to stay at home for extended periods of time in a forced capacity, there's a breaking point into which you find peace in it. And it's not that I enjoy, it's not that I'm happy about it, but I can be at peace in my situation. I don't fight it. And so it was just really interesting. And it was also very difficult because some people who've been suffering and struggling, it just became 10 times worse for them. And I feel for everybody. I hope 2020, if nothing else, is going to make us really put more emphasis in the society on health and not putting people down that are chronically sick and disabled, to really put more of an emphasis on health in our country, in our continent, in our world. I think if we do that, we end up empowering ourselves in a way that we aren't fully aware of yet. And I'm looking forward to getting as healthy as I can and giving you guys as much information as I can about my journey and health in general, and trying to help you guys as best as I can through what you're going through, or give you good information that might help you or the people around you. And even though I'm glad 2020 is over, I think a lot of us are glad 2020 is over, and it's been really difficult. I'm just really excited to see what 2021 brings, and to be able to do it with you guys. I spoke way more than I wanted to. I think I'm going to go ahead and end this video and save my voice, but I thought I'd give you guys a bit of a year in review. I am so excited to just continue on this journey with you guys, and no matter what 2021 brings, I'm here for y'all as much as I can be, and I'm going to try to get through this with you guys, and if nothing else, give you good information, give you distractions so you can get through it. My other channel, Katie's Insight, that's the stimulus news. If I can get better, I'll start to upload there again too. I'm just not there yet. And on that channel, you'll find me trying to find ways to help people financially. Find money within the government, or find, resources and give you information. So if that's something you're interested in, go to that channel, Katie's Insight. I'll have a link in the description and you can go check that out. But that won't be anytime soon because I've just got to really focus on keeping okay. I'm actually surprised I didn't have issues filming this video. Like I said, I think going from working so hard and all that stress, and then this channel, which it's still work, but it's fun and it's easy. I think my body's finally calming down, and as a result, all these things are finally, like, the adrenaline is calming down from the last few months, and now a lot of my systems are haywire and need to come back into place. So I would assume January is going to be a much better health month, especially being here now. This channel is just so much fun. I'm having so much fun here, and I just thank you guys so much. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go rest my voice. I'm gonna eat and just lay down and maybe try to prepare stuff for the coming videos I'm gonna film. All right, guys, take care. Blessings. I'm wishing everybody lots of love. And until the next video, and until next year, and Happy New Year. Why did I forget to say Happy New Year? Happy New Year to everybody. Happy New Year's Eve. Until this next video, I'm wishing everybody love, and I'm giving you guys hugs mentally, mwah, and air kisses. Be safe, and I'll see you soon, hopefully. Guys, also, if you see any videos where my voice sounds fine, these are pre-recorded. Hopefully tomorrow I can actually have better content for you. Okay, love you guys. More air kisses. Bye.